Despite popular opinion, Origin's forthcoming game System Shock is not a Doom clone. Designed by Looking Glass Technologies, this game has more in common with the Ultima Underworld series than it does with its popular line of first-person shooters. The emphasis in System Shock isn't on arcade-like combat, but on exploration. Of course, no one said there wouldn't be anyone around to give you a hard time. You are a hacker who is forced to do something to Shodan, an awesome AI computer controlling a space station called the Citadel. As payment for this favor, you are fitted with a neurojack that allows you to plug your brain directly into a computer network. This surgery, however, requires 6 months in cryogenic suspension. On awakening from this healing sleep, you discover that you are the only human being still alive and unchanged on the station. The entire station is now under Shodan's control, and it's turned the science station into a futuristic version of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Shodan doesn't like people, and since you're a people, you can expect him to present a lethal challenge. Doesn't anybody in the future make a nice, well-adjusted beaver cleaver type computer system? The interface is awfully well implemented and is both powerful and remarkably easy to use. It takes the Ultima Underworld system and streamlines it to the point where it's amazingly comfortable. You can still walk by pointing the mouse at various points on the view screen, but I found the best technique was to use the keyboard to drive, lean around corners, look down ramps, and so on, and the mouse to handle tasks like opening doors, picking up objects, and shooting. You start the game ill-equipped to face the dangers ahead, but before your first confrontation with one of Shodan's minions, you will find a nice cache of helpful items, including a nightstick. This isn't too effective on heavily armored robots, but if you happen across some mutants before finding a better weapon, you'll learn how satisfying bludgeoning soft objects with a high-tech blunt instrument can be. There are plenty of creatures to keep you occupied. Mutants are weak and only present much of a danger if they sneak up behind you or attack in large numbers. Cyborgs are more of a threat since they can shoot at you and will take a few pops with a pistol to kill. Hoppers are well-armored robots and are best dealt with from across the room. Assassin Borgs are especially nasty since they have a habit of hiding until you pass by, then jumping you from behind. Shodan controls the entire facility, but you can fix that. Security cameras are your enemies since they track your movements for Shodan. Destroy them and you weaken the computer's hold on some of the station's systems. You can also jack into cyberspace to increase your security clearance and open some previously impassable doors. If you stay online too long though, Shodan will pull the plug and your physical body will be in for some system shock of its own. One thing that sets System Shock apart from other first-person games is the advanced control you have over your body. You can look up and down, and this is much easier to do than it was in the Underworld games. You can also crouch to give the enemy a smaller target to shoot at. You can even lean left and right. This allows you to peek around corners without having to worry about being riddled with death if you have company. System Shock's story, except for the somewhat cliché computer gone berserk element, is pretty original and cyberpunk enough to be interesting. You know you have to defeat Shodan, but how? The previous inhabitants of the station have left behind data log entries along with the corpses and body parts scattered around. Collecting and viewing these will give you an idea of just what Shodan is up to and what you should be doing. You'll even get the occasional message from Shodan itself. Exploration. After playing System Shock for several hours during my visit to Looking Glass, I am convinced of one thing. My life will not be complete until I collect every object, smash every room and corridor, smash every security camera and most of the video screens, waste every creature, and gnaw on Shodan's power cable with my own teeth. Thank you, I feel much better now. This game is flashy, classy, and dangerously addictive. System Shock is scheduled to be released in mid to late June, but I'm not sure I can wait that long. After all, Looking Glass is only 3 hours away from me, so I may be forced to take another trip there. As for the rest of you, if you're up for a fantastic action-adventure game, chain yourself to the counter of your local software store and devour the first copy of System Shock you get your hands on. And you might want to buy one for your computer, too.